Hi, we're live, guys. Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. We're back. We're back. How is everyone? So, just give people a few seconds to latch on to us. I thought we could. I've got a couple of things to talk about. I thought we'd play the this is quite a big day for Elvis. I personally think that the announcement of this documentary of Baz Luhrmann, where all this newly found footage, even songs, even interviews, even just many things that I think that are going to surprise us. It's big news. It's big news. So I thought we'd read the release, then we're going to play the clip everyone is, if you go around YouTube, quite a few of the Elvis channels are talking about this release. I also found a Riley Q interview that I haven't seen. That's only about 3 or 4 weeks old. I haven't watched it, and I thought, we could watch that together. Let's just see how this goes, and then if we've got enough time, we'll go through some of that. But we will jump over to Elvis Presley Fan on Keto as well to do a video over there. So let's just do this first. I have been posting song reactions, as I promised Rose Finney, that I was going to do some mid-50s Louisiana hayride. Hi Maria, thanks for your videos. Brilliant videos, Maria. You're having a right good time, aren't you? You must be very proud, Maria. You must be very proud. So I wanted to go through this new release, read it out. Rose Finney told me to do some mid-50s song reactions. I love Elvis's early music, 54, 55, love it. So I've done a few. Just had some great fun this morning. Unfortunately, I did one without pressing the record button, so that was bloody annoying. So I had to redo 2 of them. Yeah, he looks like he's doing really well, Maria. Should be very proud. Right. Okay, let's read this announcement. So we've got, it's by deadline. This has been sent to me by a few people. Thea was one of them. So there might be some noise now. My son's just walking in. Baz Luhrmann working on new Elvis Presley documentary feature, watch exclusive teaser trailer, which I'm going to show you. I could show it you now. Let me just think. Let me just see if I can quickly show it you now. You know me with computer technology, guys. I have no idea. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can do it on here. Actually, I'm going to get you guys up on Messenger so I can read your messages. Let's get you up. Let's get you up. Okay. Here we go. There you are. I got you now. That was quick. That was quick. Yeah, and Linda did say that about Priscilla being involved. But come on, let's be straight, guys. It's Baz Luhrmann. You know, I don't want to say anything negative about Baz Luhrmann, but guys, everything he's ever done, he's been very, very close to Priscilla. So I can almost guarantee you that Priscilla will be involved. I would almost guarantee it, because I think that Baz Luhrmann has a thing where he thinks he has to keep Priscilla happy. Yeah? So, right, okay, let me just have a look. So I'm going to play this. It'll probably get blocked. The song that Baz Luhrmann is using is blocked in certain countries. So I'll play it now, but in tomorrow's replay of this, it'll be gone. So let's just play it, okay? Hopefully it'll work. So I just quickly put this together. Can you just let me know that you can hear it okay, that you can hear me okay? Let's do it. Everybody has been waiting for this. Baz Luhrmann. Let's get my earphones on. About this newly found footage for his new Elvis Presley documentary. So we're all very excited to see what he has. And he's released this short trailer, giving us just a little tease of what's coming, guys. Hope you enjoy it.
When I was in high school, I had records of Mario Alonso and the Metropolitan Opera. I love music.
When Daniel faced the lion, there wasn't any doubt. We've got to be like Daniel, and the Lord will help us out. I got a feeling in my body, this will be our lucky day.
Camera crew, gentlemen.
We'll be really small.
Wow. I've never seen that film.
Seriously, just play a little bit. Hard way to make a living, you know. It's really, really tough work.
I got a feeling in my body, this will be our lucky day. We'll be really small sorrow. We're gonna let it all away.
I think this is going to turn out to be one of the biggest things that have happened in the Elvis world since the Baz Luhrmann film biopic Elvis. I'm so excited to see what's coming next. I think we all are, aren't we, guys? Elvis fans around the world, holding our breaths for just how great this could be. Elvis would be proud. Thanks, guys. Check you out on Defending Elvis Presley on YouTube and Elvis Presley Fan on Keto on YouTube. All the best, guys. Have a great day.
Hard way to make a living, you know. It's really, really tough work.
I got a feeling in my body, this will be our lucky day. We'll be really small sorrow. We're gonna let it all away.
Yeah, come on. Love it. So, that's the clip. I sort of doubled it up to make it look a bit bigger. I know that YouTube are going to delete the song, so there's not much I can do about that. Right, let us go to this clip. Took me a while to find it, so hopefully I'm going to find it, guys. Where are we? Baz Luhrmann announcement. Here we go. So we're going to read it together. Let's have a look. Baz Luhrmann working on new Elvis Presley documentary feature. Now, watch Elvis in the teaser. Now, I got a feeling, sorry, that it isn't just a documentary. I think it's more than a documentary. Is Austin Butler involved? I don't know. Now, is it Stacey or Jean? I think it might have been Jean. I think it was Jean. That basically, come on, Baz Luhrmann does have this thing where he feels that to guarantee the success of anything to do with Elvis, he has to include Priscilla. I really think that. I think it's a mistake, because I personally think the fans are very upset with Priscilla. I don't think he needs Priscilla to guarantee the success of this documentary. Come on, the footage that he's hinting that he's found, film footage, concert footage, interviews, songs, there's so much stuff. He's saying that the amount of stuff he found was unbelievable. That all the Elvis fans and non-Elvis fans, I think, are going to flood and flock to watch this when it comes out. This isn't a Priscilla film by Sofia Coppola, which was a complete flop. This is something that the fans want. The fans have been waiting for this. They've been eagerly nagging Baz Luhrmann since the Elvis biopic. Since Baz Luhrmann's Elvis biopic, they've been twisting his arm, trying to get this information out. Do you know what? He could even, I know it sounds a bit a stretch, but he could even make another Elvis film, couldn't he? He could. Showing a different light on Elvis, showing a different part of Elvis' life, maybe concentrating on a different decade. So if he just made a film just the 50s, just the 60s, yeah? Now, his childhood. Baz Luhrmann is very popular. I think he has it in him to make a very good film about Elvis. I'm sure the documentary will be excellent, but he could definitely improve on what he did. Obviously, his Baz Luhrmann biopic, Elvis biopic, was a massive, massive success, made an absolute fortune, and reinvigorated Elvis's just to new audiences, to new generations. It did a lot of good in that way, that it relaunched Elvis in a massive way. It did better than anyone ever dreamed of. So I still think there's many parts of that film that are just not right. I think the film, another go at it, could make a difference. Right, so let's just look at your comments. Priscilla wasn't with Elvis. She has no idea. Yeah. Guys, we have strong views about Priscilla. It's funny. Shall I read something to you quickly? I don't know if Chris is on. Chris sent me this. And then we'll read this. Okay, guys? This was from Chris. I've only just received this. Let's just see if it's going to come up. And you guys are obviously annoyed at... let me just get your comments up on here so I can see them. You guys obviously upset with Priscilla. I don't blame you. Now, Chris sent me this. Now, Chris... I don't even know if Chris is a man or a woman. What do you think, guys? Is Chris a man or a woman? Chris sent me quite a few messages. Priscilla and Cary Grant. Now, I think he's referring to the Child Bride book. Okay. Priscilla and Cary Grant conned Elvis. That's her entrance into Elvis's life. It was set up. Why should Priscilla end up buried in Graceland based on the fact that Elvis was threatened by her father to marry her? Does that qualify her to be buried at Graceland? Now, we are going to do some more videos about Priscilla being buried at Graceland and how we feel, the fans feel about that she has lost her right to be buried next to Elvis the minute she divorced him. The minute she was unfaithful to him, to Elvis, she lost her right. The minute she took Lisa Marie away from her father, she lost her right to be buried next to Elvis. They were split. They were over before the divorce. That's one thing we know, guys. They were over before the divorce. I think they were over after she was unfaithful with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, in 1968, just after Lisa Marie was born, when Lisa Marie was just a baby. I think it was all over then. They did have a bit of a fake marriage until she spots Mike Stone and goes after him. Yeah? And then we all know the story, don't we, guys? We've heard it so many times. Anyway, she's okay with that because, let's have a look. So he says, so this is Chris's comment. Elvis was threatened by her father to marry. Let me go back a little bit. Priscilla and Cary Grant conned Elvis. That's her entrance into Elvis's life. It was a setup. Why should Priscilla end up buried in Graceland based on the fact that Elvis was threatened by her father to marry her? Does that qualify her to be buried at Graceland? It says why she shouldn't be buried there. That is what she has to live with. She's okay with it because she has no conscience. She and Cary Grant conned Elvis. He fell for it. Her father blackmailed Elvis into marrying her when he didn't want to. For anyone who knows, Elvis was forced to marry Priscilla. I think many of you think this, don't you, guys? Elvis was forced to marry Priscilla. Can you leave in your comments here? Do you guys think Elvis was forced to marry Priscilla? I also want to get to the bit where he says Elvis was forced. How does that constitute Priscilla being buried at Graceland if Elvis was forced to marry Priscilla and lost millions trying to get her out of his life? She knew what her father was doing. She went along with it. She threatened to take Graceland if he didn't finish paying her money that she said that he owed her when he died. So I'm guessing he's referring to the deed of trust that was created to create this debt, this lien that was placed on Graceland's. This basically a debt was on Graceland's, which in a weird way gave her some sort of hold over the property, Graceland, Elvis's home, almost like she was a part owner. So she could threaten taking his home, Graceland's, if she wasn't paid. So Elvis agreed to pay Priscilla in installments to shut her up, basically. And this is how this deed of trust, this lien, was created. And we know that she also wanted a percentage of his royalties. She wanted massive spousal payments every month and many other things. She wanted millions of dollars. So she really tried to F Elvis over, put it nicely, on the second divorce settlement that she was not entitled to, that she had to accuse Elvis of fraud and hiding his assets and many other things so that a judge would agree to a second divorce settlement. She was never supposed to have a divorce settlement, another one, and she definitely should not have been using the Presley name. She should never have got back the Presley name. Anyway, let me just finish this. She knew what her father was doing. She went along with it. She threatened to take Graceland if he didn't finish paying her money. She said he owed her when he died. That was the degree of sorrow. He owed her nothing. What she owes him is to let him be buried at Graceland, away from Priscilla and her greedy, negative and manipulative energy. She was not the love of his life. He was conned into marrying her. She had his child, who she resented. She needs to go away and let Lisa and Elvis rest in peace without the negative energy. And that was Chris's comment. So thank you, Chris. Chris has sent me a lot of brilliant comments just like that, and we will read them. Now and then we will read them. Let me just check. So Linda, she should never be anywhere near Elvis in death. She was bad enough in life. Give him peace in death. I agree. Jean, I'm okay with dealing with terrible pain. I miss you too and love you. Jean, something's going on with Jean. Teresa, go away, Prissy. You trapped Elvis. Jean, I hope you're okay. Let's have a look. Okay. Just quickly running through your comments. Well, I want to read this thing. Let's go back to it, yeah? Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. So, isn't it handy having this? So I can now show you. I can read things with you guys. Let's get this back on the comments so I can see your comments. Where are we? Here we go. Right, okay, I can see your comments now. All right, bye, Jean. You take care. Okay, right. So, we're talking about, obviously, this big news to do with this documentary. Is it going to be an actual documentary? I think it's going to be more than a documentary. I guarantee you Priscilla will be involved in it. I really hope that Baz Luhrmann has done his research and learned about history with Priscilla and Elvis and has realised he doesn't need Priscilla, that the fans are fed up with Priscilla. The fans can't understand why Priscilla isn't grieving for her daughter. They don't get it. So Baz Luhrmann, if you ever watch our show, you don't need Priscilla to help you on this documentary. We the fans, we thank you for doing it. We love that you're doing it. But you don't need Priscilla to hold your hand. You don't need her to add credibility to it. You don't need Priscilla to make it a success. Just do your thing. I personally think the fans like Baz Luhrmann. So you don't need her, my friend. Anyway, exclusive. Remember how long it took Austin Butler to shed his Elvis Presley vocal and physical pattern after living with the character through the pandemic and beyond for Elvis? Well, his director, Baz Luhrmann, was right alongside him, and he also hasn't gotten the king out of his system. Yeah, I mean, come on. This is what I think about Baz Luhrmann. Can I just be honest? Maybe you won't agree with me, but the success that let's have a look. Hang on, I'm just trying to make. Yeah, sorry guys. The success that Baz Luhrmann had with the Elvis film, the Elvis biopic, was massive. Yeah, we're talking. I don't know if he would ever equal that success. He's gone on to do other things, but come on, guys. No offense to Baz Luhrmann, but the glove seems to have fit when it comes to working with Austin Butler, doing the film, the biopic with Elvis. The fans obviously want Baz Luhrmann to do more. So if he wants to achieve the same level of success as he did with the Baz Luhrmann film biopic, Elvis, this is the way to go. Doing a very unusual but great documentary covering all this old footage that has been hidden in the archives for like 40, 50 years. I actually personally think that Baz Luhrmann will make quite a success of following down the path of doing things that relate to Elvis. And my guess is that Baz Luhrmann will probably do Elvis related things for the rest of his life. He'll do other things. It looks to me like he's trying to do something with Madonna, who's a great topic, isn't she? Madonna. And didn't she nearly meet Elvis once when she was just a youngster, a dancer? Tell me, guys, if that's true or not. But I just think Baz Luhrmann is barking up the right tree, doing anything Elvis, including the documentary, even making another Elvis film. I could see him doing it. I even think Austin Butler would probably pull off another Elvis film. Seriously, I believe that. So let's keep reading. So I think this was only released yesterday. Quite a few people on YouTube are covering this now. There's 4 or 5 different YouTube channels that are talking about this. He is using the voracious amount of research that he put into the film, that he co-wrote into a second feature film. This one closer to documentary than narrative. He was kind enough to give Deadline, the readers, an advanced look at the teaser trailer on where he's going to have a look above. Right. So we've just seen the teaser trailer, but the teaser trailer didn't show any new footage, did it? I think it was all stuff we've seen before. So there has always been talk amongst Elvis fans, both long-time fans and newer fans brought in by our film Elvis, of missing reels and never before seen concert footage. Luhrmann told Deadline during the making of Elvis, from very early on in the process, I had the privilege to access the studio vaults deep in the salt mines of Kansas. So this bit I'm a bit unsure about. Why are they deep in the salt mines of Kansas? What is that? You tell me, guys. Do you know about that? Where troves of old film negatives are stored. So is this something to do with Warner? We were astonished by the sheer volume of unused footage. Elvis, that's the way it is. The film of Elvis' legendary 1970 Summer Festival in Las Vegas, all shot on the anamorphic 35mm film, and also from Elvis Road concert film from 2 years later, Elvis on tour. So come on, this is big. This is big. I said this on my little short that I did. This is probably as big as the release of lovely Lisa's book. And this is as big as the release of the movie biopic Elvis by Baz Luhrmann. This is big. This is big. We get to see stuff. We, the fans who have admired and worshipped Elvis since the 50s. For me, since the 70s. And this is going to be the first time that we get to see quite new footage. Because generally, most Elvis fans, because of YouTube and TikTok, Instagram, we've seen everything, haven't we? We've seen it all. So it's very, very rare that we see anything new. And I've noticed, if we ever find anything that is like very new, that's not been seen before, it gets loads of views because people are hungry people are hungry for new, anything Elvis, anything related to Elvis new. So that film is going to be a massive success. Massive, massive, massive. So let's just check. I think equally exciting was that we found not only pictures that Elvis has never been seen at, so pictures as well, guys. This quality, but also the rare behind the scenes audio that had been feared lost, especially some fascinating recordings of Elvis telling stories from his own life in his own words. Wow. I'll read that again. Especially some fascinating recordings of Elvis telling stories of his own life in his own words. What? That's heaven. That is heaven. That, it's music to my ears. Hi, Larry. Luhrmann added, we're still very much in the middle of creating this work, but there has been so much talk and such enthusiasm for this, but I felt now it was time to share what has been happening with it. I can't say much more about it, except that I wouldn't call it a documentary or a concert film. Our aim here is to make something new in the Elvis canon. My creative team at Basmark is being held by my long-time editor, Jonathan Redman, and we've partnered with the terrific teams as Authentic Studio and Sony Music Vision, with great support from Warner Brothers. Now, I just want to say, Authentic Studio, is that anything to do with Priscilla? I don't know. Obviously, Warner Brothers, we know, bring something to the screen that befits the magnitude of Elvis as a performer, but also offers revelations of his humanity and inner life. Basmark and Authentic Studios are producing the documentary. The film is presented and distributed by Sony Music Vision in partnership with the Legacy Recordings, the Catalog Division, and Sony Music Entertainment. So it's big, guys. This is big. This is going to be on the cinemas. This is big news. Unless one of the big boys grab it, like Netflix. You never know. So is there any comments? So there's a couple of comments, not many. It's about time. What took any producer so long to look into the extensive recordings, movie scenes, discarded all documentaries that had deleted recordings and pictures and anything about Elvis? No one in music, movies, politics, or even history has lasted and been recognized as much as this one man. Thank you for enough common sense to let people see anything that is left behind about Elvis. And don't forget, that footage is going to be worth millions, yeah? And Terry says, I saw the first film on the first day. Can hardly wait to see the next one. Elvis was the best entertainer of all time. Then another one says, thanks, Baz, for pursuing this project. Can't wait. Love to see the documentary. How exciting to uncover a less known footage. So, let me just check your comments. So I thought what we would do, just quickly go back to YouTube and just see a couple of posts, people talking about this up and coming documentary. I think it's fascinating, guys. So let's have a look. What can we find? So if I just I'm just going to type in Baz Luhrmann's new documentary announced. See what comes up. New documentary announced. And let's see what comes up. Now, this is the first time I've done this. Let's just make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Let's have a look. Yeah, you are seeing what I'm seeing. I'm just going to click on it. Yeah.
Big news for all the Elvis Presley fans out there. Baz Luhrmann, the visionary behind the hit film Elvis, has just announced a brand new project centered on the king of rock and roll. And guess what? We have an exclusive look at the teaser trailer he shared.
So,
able to announce that we have all been working hard and collaborating.
Let me just pause it. Obviously, this is someone else's footage, so I have to jump in and just... So it looks to me like this is going around the world now. Different YouTube channels are discovering it.
On unearthing and showcasing a treasure trove of unseen footage, sound, and other materials to create something
See that? A treasure trove of unseen footage.
special for the big and small screen.
So it says here for the big and small screen. Now, does that mean cinema and TV? Is it Netflix? Yeah? Right, so I don't want to play the trailer because the music, all it'll do... Right, here we go. We'll play this bit. Now, I've seen this bit already, guys. I think Tony posted this. Tony, if you're there, I think you sent this to me on your Instagram. So let's just see it on here.
For this, that I felt now it was time to share what has been happening with it. I can't say much more about it, except that I wouldn't call it a documentary or a concert.
Right, I'll post
However,
Tony's
to make
version.
something new in the Elvis canon. My creative team at Bassmark is being led by my longtime editor Jonathan Redmond, and we have partnered with the terrific teams at Authentic Studios and Sony Music Vision, with great support from Warner Bros. To bring something to the screen that befits the magnitude of Elvis as a performer, but also offers deeper revelations of his humanity and inner life.
Right, okay, that's been narrated over. Let's see if I can find the original. Now we don't know what's on here, do we? So let's see if anyone else has posted anything. I know Elvis Lass has done something. I can't see anything now. Elvis Lass has. Now I've got... I'm going to play Tony's thing she sent me. I'll just quickly show it to you on my phone. Tony, we're going to go over to your little post. Let's have a look. So this, Tony sent me this. I'm sure I could find it if I made the effort, but I'd rather just for ease, I'm gonna just hold my phone up to here and see if you guys can watch it, okay? It's a bit bodgy, but it'll be all right. Okay.
With this material. So it's time, as we like to say, to TCB. Cut. And action. You know where we are. I am thrilled to be back in Graceland and to be able to say that it's true. It's very, very true. I can't even begin to tell you what we had found during the making of Elvis in terms of never before seen concert footage. And our sleeves are rolled up. We are working hard and we want to make something absolutely unprecedented and special with this material. So it's time, as we like to say, to TCB. Cut. And action.
So, we're glad that we know that it's happening, innit, guys? It is happening. Let's just see if I can find anything else. Let's get you guys back on so I can see your messages.
To TCB.
Right, where are we? Let me just check your comments, guys. So, it goes back to what happened to Lisa, wanted Lisa out of the way because she thought that she was going to get Graceland's back. I actually do believe that Priscilla thought one day she'd actually own Graceland's. I don't think, this is just my opinion, I don't think Priscilla ever thought that Lisa would become the outright owner. Honestly, I never thought. And then once Lisa passed, I don't think Priscilla fully accepted that it would all go to Riley, Finley and Harper. I think she struggles to accept it. Just my opinion, guys. Okay, Tony, thank you. Just my opinion. I don't think Priscilla has ever accepted that it's not hers. Even though it was never hers. Graceland was never Priscilla's. I don't think Priscilla ever treated Graceland as if it belonged to Lisa. Ever. I personally think Priscilla brainwashed Lisa. So Chris has just commented, let me tell him we're live. So what did Chris say? He just said Vernon had Elvis files sealed until 2027. The year preempts what will come. Okay, so Chris, in case you're watching, join us, my friend. I'll carry on reading your comments, guys. Let's have a look. She did want, yeah. Linda, I think Priscilla loved Elvis when she was chasing him. Then she found out that he wasn't who she wanted. And then Lisa came along, and Lisa was the love of Elvis' life. I think there's some truth in that. Now, do I believe that Priscilla truly loved Elvis? I struggle with that, Pat. I do struggle with that because of the amount of abuse that has come from Priscilla towards Elvis, towards Lisa, even towards Riley, even taking money out of her grandkids' pocket. Yeah, because let's face it, the money that was given to Priscilla from Riley, you know, the $1 million, the 400,000 legal fees, the 100,000 a year for advisory payments of Graceland. And if you go all the way back through the decades, through what she did in 1970, 71, the way she ran off with Mike Stone, the fact she was unfaithful with Steve Peck, and then the way she was with the divorce settlements, and then the way she treated Lisa with Scientology, and I struggle to accept that she truly loved Elvis. Now, I do believe she may have been infatuated with him. She may have idolized Elvis. She may have been very, very jealous of Elvis. I've always thought Priscilla wanted to be Elvis. She kept it quiet, but secretly, I've always thought Priscilla wanted to be Elvis, and still does now. Even now, Priscilla has a feeling of like she is Elvis, like she has replaced Elvis. How many of you agree with that? That Priscilla feels like she is now the new Elvis. The way she is admired, adored, the way that people give her standing ovations, she gets applauded wherever she goes. Anywhere in the world, if she's promoting something to do with Elvis, she gets treated like she is a superstar. So how many of you agree with that? That Priscilla thinks she's the new Elvis. Now, what has changed is quite a few things, I would say, since Lisa Marie died. Hi, Elizabeth. Since Lisa Marie died, I would say the public, the Elvis fans, are starting to realise that there is a dark side to Priscilla. Yeah? There is a dark side to her. The ways that she didn't want Lisa's children, Riley, Finley and Harper, to inherit everything. Priscilla wanted her pound of flesh, her piece of the cake. You know, almost threatening legal action unless she got some kind of severance. So I'm not convinced that Priscilla did love Elvis. Now, it's a complicated thing with Priscilla because I am a Christian man. I believe in forgiveness. I have a good heart. I find it very difficult to how can I say it? We defend Elvis. This channel is called Defending Elvis Presley. We defend Elvis. We do it every day. So I don't want to be hateful. I don't want to encourage hate. I want to come across from a point of view of loving and forgiveness and caring. But this is my dilemma, guys. My dilemma is we've been reading this book. I think we read it last night. We read it the day before about the alleged sexual abuse from Michael Edwards towards Lisa Marie. Obviously, we want justice. We want Michael Edwards arrested. We want Priscilla Presley questioned. She was the responsible parent. Now, after reading this book, and I think many of us here read it together, I struggle. Because when I say to people, look, I want to be forgiving, I want to show love, I want to come from a good place in my heart, then we read this book and I struggle. I don't have the answer. Because the things that we read out in this book last night were quite brutal, quite upsetting, very, very hard to read. I would say this was one of the hardest things I've ever read about Elvis's daughter, about Lisa Marie, who we miss, adore. We love Lisa. We all grew up with Lisa. We love her. We miss her a lot. None of us can believe that she's passed. So when I read this, chapter 29, I think it was page 212, in case anyone else has got this book and you want to read it. I didn't want to read this book, but I didn't feel I had a choice. I think to defend Elvis, we sort of had no choice. Yeah, so it's page, it could be chapter 28. Let's have a look. Oh no, it's, yeah, chapter 29, and it's page 217, and it goes on for 3 pages. So from page 217 to page 219, you hear the abuse. You read the abuse of Michael Edwards that he has put in his own words. Not alleged here. I can say he put it. I can say here that that's his writing, his book. He said it. So I'm not purging anything. Now, after reading this twice, and we will check other chapters, because my guess is that chapter 28, let me have a look. My guess is that chapter 28 will also have things in there about Lisa. He keeps repeatedly saying, Michael Edwards, you know, we want Michael Edwards arrested. We want justice for Lisa Marie. Now, he keeps repeatedly saying in chapter 29 that he loves Lisa. He loves her more than he loves Priscilla. That he talks about her in quite a sick way. You know, I think he's around 36, 37, 38. He keeps this book was only written around 5 years after he split up from Priscilla. So it makes me wonder, why does he keep repeatedly saying in this book that he loves Lisa? He says it about 10 times. And it's only 5 years after they split up. So I get a feeling that Michael Edwards was still in love with Lisa when he wrote this book. Seriously, guys, I get a feeling that he was still in love with Lisa, because this book was written in 1989. That adds fire to the flames, doesn't it? It adds fire to the flames. So I will just quickly look at chapter 28, just to see if there's any mention of Lisa. For some reason, I can, from a distance, I can see the words Lisa, and I can quickly zoom in to where it's written. Hi, Rio. Yeah, no, there's nothing that stands out here about Lisa. So it is chapter 29. Chapter 29 is the one, anyone that's watching this, if you want to know what happened, from Michael Edwards' own words, the sexual abuse allegations that obviously Lisa put in this book, accusing, she did it on her own, in her own voice, on a tape, using her own voice. She asked Riley to finish it. But if you want to tie in what is said in this book, it does tie in with this book. The facts in this book that Lisa said, and then you read this book, Michael Edwards' own words, it does tie in. So to me, it's truth. I have to say it's for entertainment purposes. I have to say everything we talk about is for opinions. I have to do that to cover my back. But it does tie in together, and I do believe Lisa. I do. So I'm getting on to this point, guys. Now, we are defending Elvis Presley. This channel is specifically for defending Elvis. Elvis Presley fan on keto is for light-hearted stuff and for the diet, yeah? Now, we are going to go over and carry on reading this after here. So we've only got about a few minutes left, and we're going to go over to the other channel. But my point is that I'm trying to say, guys, is I find it hard to forgive. Tony, what do you think? After reading this today and yesterday, I always say to you guys, we need to be forgiving, loving, caring. But then I read this. And then I stiffen up. Because I'm angry. I'm upset. I feel sorry for Lisa. I can't believe that this all happened, that Priscilla may have turned a blind eye to this abuse just because she was infatuated with Michael Edwards, the actor, the model, the whatever he is. It does seem like she turned a blind eye to his affection for Lisa, for the fact that he loved. Go on then. Go on then. Dog wants to go out. Go on. Go on. There you go. It does feel that she turned a blind eye. And is that forgivable, guys? Is it forgivable? What do you do? I feel like I'm between a rock and a hard place because I'm seriously upset about what we read. Because to me, this, when you tie it all together and you look at the Howard Stern interview where Lisa admits that it happened, you're like, what do we do? What do we do as fans, as kind people? What would Elvis do? Many of you say that if Elvis had found out that Michael Edwards would be in a box. What do we do, guys? So at the very least, we want the authorities to get involved in it at the very least. And then Priscilla needs to be questioned because she was the responsible parent. She needs to be questioned just in general about the general treatment of Lisa Marie when it comes to Scientology and sending her off to summer camps. And just there does seem to be a thing here where it does seem like Lisa was brainwashed and was tricked into thinking that Lisa felt indebted to Priscilla. Lisa felt that Priscilla saved Graceland. Priscilla's idea to open the museum, the Living Museum, was Priscilla's, which it wasn't. Priscilla didn't save Graceland. Priscilla, it was not her idea to do the Living Museum. But I do believe there was a long period in her younger years, Lisa Marie's younger years, I do believe that Lisa felt that she owed her mum. She felt that her mum had suffered. Her mum was a victim. She felt her mum had saved Elvis's legacy. She felt her mum is the reason that Elvis wasn't forgotten. And none of it's true. None of it's true. Elvis was never going to be forgotten. Elvis was always going to be adored and loved and admired and missed and treasured by the fans forever. Regardless of if Priscilla existed or not, regardless of Gracelands, regardless of a living museum, a building. So it's a tough one. What does Tony say? We need to help defend Lisa Marie. No one is talking about how bad this was. Yes, Tony. And that's why we're here. That is why we are defending Elvis. I need to shut that door. The weather in the UK, guys, is disgusting. The weather in England is disgusting. So, you know, anyone that says to me, why do you defend Elvis? Why are you called defending Elvis? I don't think you can come up with a better reason than what we've read last night and the night before. That's why. So, there's your answer, people. So I'm going to read some of your comments. And then we're going to jump over and we're going to carry on reading chapter 2. We can only do a few pages, but right, let me just check some of your comments. So, you know, the important bit that we've just done is we've made the announcement of this newly discovered film footage of Elvis, some fantastic footage, that Baz Luhrmann will be making this fantastic documentary. It looks to me like it's already started. So that's the exciting news for this live stream right now. And then we are still very much, this is on our minds. This is on our minds. The sexual abuse of Michael Edwards. We demand justice. We demand Michael Edwards gets arrested. We demand that Priscilla, as the responsible parent, is questioned. We want justice for Lisa Marie, and we're going to say it every day. Okay? So let me read your comments, and then we're going to jump over to the other channel. Right. Let's have a look here. So Joanne said to me, why don't you do live streams anymore? I do. I do live streams every day here on Defending Elvis Presley. We also do live streams every day on Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. Nothing's changed. I want to thank the 3 members. We got 3 members on the new channel, Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. Let me see if it comes up. Guys, I really would love your support over there. I put a lot of time into this. I put a lot of time into Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. You guys becoming members really does. It really is important to me. It's only $3, I think, to be a member. So it just shows me that all the hard work that I put into this, that there's a little bit of, your way of saying thank you to me is by, whether you buy me a coffee or anything, it just shows me that you like what I do. I do need a pat on the back. I do need people to go, well done. Well done. We like that. That was fun. That was interesting. You made my day. You made my day more interesting. It's important to me, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. So I do want to thank I'm pretty sure it was Linda, Pat and Tony. Linda, Pat and Tony, thank you so much for becoming members of Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. And of course, anyone that buys me a coffee or does a super thank you or hits the thank you button, thank you guys. I think I deserve it. Yeah, because we're talking 5-6 hours a day effort I'm putting here on whether it be this channel or whether it be Defending Elvis or Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. So come on, guys. Show us a bit of thanks. You know that it means everything to me. Right. This goes back to what happened. So let me just read the rest of your comments. I think Priscilla loved Elvis. Well, no, we've read that. Let me catch up with the comments. She thinks that it couldn't be further from the truth. We agree. All this was all for revenge. What she is doing to Elvis. I think she wants to be Elvis. Yeah, Stacey. She wants to be Elvis. I really believe that. She sort of is, isn't she? The way she's treated by the Priscilla fans, she sort of is. Let's have a look. So the more we dig deep, the more scary it gets. Larry, the disappearance of Elvis has shown the greatest snow job of all time. All the money grabbers are exposing their determination to enrich themselves. Yeah. I think that's been going on for, I think, Larry, that's been going on since this book came out. There's nothing wrong with making money from Elvis if it's good. If it's good, if it's showing him in a good light, showing the good side of Elvis, exposing all the good stuff. It's only when people are making money and they're being derogatory and making him look bad, telling lies, fake stories, then I have a problem with the money making. Come on, there's nothing wrong with making money, guys. Elvis made loads of money. There's nothing wrong with the making of money. If you do it in a good way, Dog wants to come back in. Come on then. Good boy, good girl. What's the matter with you? It's freezing out there. It's freezing out there. My God. Right. Sharon, we'll see you later, alligator. Right. Let's have a look. Hi, Pamela. We haven't seen you on for a while. All right. The other channel is called Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. It is an Elvis channel. We cover all the light-hearted stuff. We read the books. We do the songs. We do the movies. The defending is done here at Defending Elvis Presley. The light-hearted stuff and the diet, because I'm on keto diet, is done at Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. They're both very important to me. It's all right, they can't see you here, don't worry. Pam, I'm sure that time, take that back. Oh, right, let's have a look. It's so bad, Lou, so bad. I never heard or read his book. So really opening my eyes and even more understanding of Lisa Marie's life. So it does, yes, Tony, I agree. I agree. It makes you see now, Tony, this is what I think. When we watch the Lisa Marie interviews now, you see them differently. So you've got Lisa Marie when she's younger. She'll be quite supportive of Priscilla. She looks at Priscilla as if Priscilla saved the day. Priscilla is a victim. Priscilla is the reason for the financial success of Graceland's, etc. So you see that look, but now we see it differently. Now we see a damaged Lisa that was abused whilst at the hands of her mother's boyfriend for 6 to 7 years. So every interview you see now, you see it differently. You're like, you look at the look in her eyes, you look at her facial expressions, you look at her body language, you go like, something else is going on. You were abused by your mother's boyfriend for years. That has damaged you. You see it differently. Then you understand the drugs. You understand the alcohol and the problems, the mental health problems, the fact, the way that she was with different boyfriends. You start seeing it differently when you know about the abuse. And I think that when we read this book yesterday and the day before, it was like, so it is true. So it did happen. Yeah, this is how I see it anyway. Obviously, this is opinions for this program, for entertainment purposes. I have to say that. Allegations. But we believe it. We believe it. I think you could look for forgiveness if there was a real remorse. I'm saying I would forgive, but there must be atonement. Yeah, Pamela, I agree. It's very difficult for me. Very difficult because I am a very forgiving person. I am obviously a Christian as well. So I'm struggling. I'm struggling with this one. When she was at Graceland's and walked out on stage, I would have stopped, stood up and point blank asked Priscilla what that question. Now the problem is when Priscilla was at Graceland, everyone stood up and applauded her. We had 3 people on this channel that were there, yeah, at Graceland's, sat in the audience, yeah. Now, why did everyone stand up and give her a round of applause and more or less a standing ovation? It's difficult. Anyway, guys, right. So, thank you for joining me. We are all now going to jump over to Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. We are going to carry on reading this book. This book. Okay, I've got to ask my wife. There's a possibility I've got to go and pick up the kids from school and then I'll come back. So we're not going to jump over straight away and at the moment. I've got to find out. I'm going to go upstairs and ask. Okay, guys? So my next live stream will be on Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. Let me just show you the channel. And that's it. I've enjoyed this, guys. So it's called Elvis Presley Fan on Keto Diet. So please jump over, subscribe, like, be a member. Now I just want to say, if you like what I do, get us a coffee, usual stuff. Send us a super thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I was going to say that I'm not sure how long I'm going to be. I could be 10 minutes. I could be an hour. It's all to do with what my wife says. Yeah? So thanks for joining in, guys. I'll see you over on the other side. Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. Please like, please subscribe. Check you out later, guys. All the best to you.